Welcome to Kubernetes class. Today we learned Kubernetes Pod. There are 3 topics. What is a pod? How to use pod? What is a pod template? What is a pod? Pod is atomic unit on the Kubernetes platform. The deployment creates pods with the containers inside them. A pod model is an application-specified logic host and can contain different application containers which are relatively tightly coupled. Well, the best practice is deploy the one application on the one pod because when the application overload, we can easily scale it. If 5 apps deploy to one pod, one of 5 has overload, we have to scale 5 apps because 5 apps are in one pod. The pod is attached to a node. The node may fail. The controller of Kubernetes, such as a replica, will be start a pod on other nodes, and the new pod will be assigned the new cluster IP. Share resource for the containers. Containers can share the storage such as a volume. Networking as a unique cluster IP address. Container access each other via localhost inside the pod. The pod has information about how to run each container, such as container image version and specify ports to use, etc. There is a diagram. Pod 1 has 1 container. Pod 2 has 1 container and related volume. Pod 3, 2 containers share 1 volume. Pod 4, 2 containers share 1 volume. Other containers use another volume. There are different scenarios for pod. Next topic, how to use pod. Pod run a single container is best practice. Pods run multiple containers that need to work together, like pod 3 scenario. Pods are created, managed by workload resources, such as deployment, stiffer side, daemon side. Let me open terminal to connect my Linux box. The box installed the Minikube in previous class. Let me create a pod use the Nginx image. Nginx is a HTML server. kubectl create deployment this resource type. My Nginx deployment name, image, Nginx, and image version. Resource created. How to get the pod information? Run kubectl get pod. Pod name. Status is running. If I want to get more detail, add flag. Output wide. Redis 1/1. If the replica site is 2, you'll be see the 2/2. Status is running. IP address, node, Minikube. Nominate node. When pods are created, they'll go to a queue and wait to the scheduled. The scheduler pick up a pod from the queue and tries to schedule it is on a node. If no node is found that satisfy all specified requirement of pod preemption, logic is triggered for the pending pod. You will be the nominal node equal to yes. Redis gates, the function from Kubernetes 1.14. Your application can inject extra feedback or signs into pod readiness. The kubectl command pattern is kubectl, and command. Next is type, and then name. Latest is flag. For example, get pod command. Command is get, type is pod, name is empty, flag is -o white. Open the link. There is a reference for the alt command. Click each item to get a detail of the command. In the right side has example. Next, what is a pod template? Workload resource create a pod from a pod template. In the previous session, I showed how to use command to create a deployment resource. In real project, the YAML file used to create a deployment resource because the command line had to track in the source version control system. There's a YAML file. The YAML file has 3 parts: API version, API's v1, resource type, and metadata. Resource is deployment, metadata, name is my Nginx. Template, pod template start from here. Template, spec, containers. Container's name is my Nginx. Image name and version. How to get the entire template? Use Kubernetes plugin. Go to workloads, deployments. My Nginx in there. The full template start line 102. Based on that one, we are able to create our templates. Today we learned Kubernetes core concept, pod. Pod is an atomic unit on the Kubernetes platform. Pod runs a single or multiple container inside. Pod is created, managed by workload resource. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.